G'day everybody, I'm the FizzWiz, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Sonic Forces demo that is released on the Nintendo eShop just today. It is only on the Japanese eShop, which thankfully, since the Switch is not region locked, and I think it's also on the Xbox One and the PC. I could be wrong though; it may be on the Japanese stores of those as well. But I got mine from the Switch. It's actually kind of funny because I have not had a Japanese account set up, so I actually set one up just to get this one because I never really had a reason to otherwise. There's not a whole lot of Japanese games that I'm interested in playing since I can't really read or speak Japanese. But anyway, I didn't really need to read or speak anything here because it was all really kind of just self-explanatory visually, which I couldn't actually record, so unfortunately I don't have any footage, but I have played it. So we're going to get into that. It's all unscripted and stuff, so this shouldn't really take too long. But basically, we're just going into what I think. And to start off with, let's go with probably the weakest so far of the demo is Classic Sonic. Right off the bat, I love how Classic Sonic feels in this versus how he does in Sonic Generations. You don't really get a whole lot of leeway because it's only a boss battle with the Green Hill Zone boss with Classic Sonic, but it is actually very, very nice. You do have plenty of time to, run around and stuff. Not really. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but you are able to run around, and I just enjoy how he feels. He has a nice pickup momentum. The drop dash, while it doesn't feel as satisfying to pull off in Mania, it feels it feels pretty nice. It doesn't feel terrible. You can pull it off with relative ease. It doesn't feel quite as satisfying though, but that could just because of the in general physics of the game and how Mania had pretty much executed it perfectly. But I do enjoy how Classic Sonic feels. He doesn't feel one-to-one with the original, classic formula physics, of course. That's pretty much impossible to pull off with the Hedgehog engine. I've realized that. I've come to terms with that. It's not a big deal. But he does feel really, really nice compared to how he does in Sonic Generations. I really enjoy it. As for the level itself, I managed to actually beat it within the time allotted. But it's just another level, I guess. The boss wasn't difficult. The overall boss wasn't difficult either. The second part, the Egg Dragoon part. I have noticed that his attack patterns do actually change, which is actually really, really nice, and will always bring something unique every time you go back to try to fight that boss. But to move on to the next thing is the custom character. This is probably the second weakest part of the demo, simply because of how the controls feel. He doesn't feel bad, but he doesn't feel like how he could feel. The custom character definitely has the widest level. Like, a lot of people look at the Green Hill Zone and some of the other stages, and they call it hallways. In the boost formula, the level design are called hallways. It still feels like a hallway here, but the hallways are definitely wider. Because it's so wide, it feels a little lanky walking left and right rather than forward and backwards. The curving around small curves is a little strange without being able to drift, something I really kind of wish they would have added into the game, but what are you gonna do? The Wispons, it felt nice to pull off the Wispons. They're not difficult to use. Executing the grappling hook's not difficult to use at all. I found it really, really nice. I wasn't able to access any 2D parts, so I can't really say how the air physics with the classic Avatar character feels, but what I was able to get from the Avatar 3D sections, it was pretty decent in terms of aerial movement. It wasn't strange. I did come across one slight glitch with a grappling little thing. Instead of swinging around it, I ended up swinging up to it and getting stuck before falling right back down. It was kind of strange. I only came across that once, and that was off of a spring pad, but that's only one thing. As for the Wispons themselves, they're pretty nice, pretty easy to use. The cube, I don't like the cube at all. There wasn't really any platforming capabilities shown off in the demo. I'm sure there will be in the full game, but whenever it comes to the demo, there really wasn't a whole lot to show off what the Wispons were capable of in terms of platforming. It was all really just combat and how fast you could go. And the only one really friendly to that is the Burst Wispon, because you can pretty much just hold the fire button down and just run through the level. It's the burst whispawn is probably the easiest to use. If you have any friends that are wanting to try Sonic Forces out, just and this, like the custom character, give them the burst whispawn. That's probably the easiest. If they want something more challenging, go with the lightning whispawn. That's actually really nice. It does break up the speed a bit, but it's not so drastic that you're just like, ugh, I have to attack enemies again. Unlike the cube whispawn. The cube whispawn will do that to you. I don't really know how the cube whispawn is going to be really utilized, because it has to be platform heavy. It has to be platform heavy and combat heavy, because moving fast and wielding the cube whispawn do not go hand in hand. It doesn't. I'm sorry. But on to the next section is Modern Sonic. Whew, boy. Oh, man, I love the Modern Sonic. Ugh. I know a lot of people are having problems with how Modern Sonic felt. His acceleration felt off. His aerial movement felt off. And I can agree. It all feels strange. It doesn't feel like it does in Sonic Generations. So if you're going into this game and you're expecting Sonic Generations, don't. Like, it's based off of Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed in Colors, but don't expect the controls. It is a little bit different. It is a little strange and a little off. I was able to adapt to it. I was able to adapt to it really quickly, actually, but I can't say the same for everybody. If you try out the demo, if it ever gets nationalized to America, if you try the English demo, or if you do try the Japanese demo on the Switch, don't act surprised whenever the controls and the physics feel different to you. If you are able to get used to it, that's great. You're going to enjoy the hell out of this. If you aren't able to get used to it, if you're not able to adapt to it, then it probably will hinder you a bit. But to me, I was able to adapt to it. And whenever you do adapt to it, whenever you do get used to it, it feels so great to play. I played the Modern Sonic level at least 50 times today. And it just released today. Now, to be fair, moving on to kind of the next section, the bad thing about this demo is every single level is limited to 1 minute. You have 1 minute to play through the level. And that is so annoying. I understand why they did it. They did it to tease you. They limited to 1 minute to tease you and say, hey, you can't beat this level in 1 minute. If you want to see the end of this level, you got to buy the game. And that's kind of why they did it. If you want to beat this boss, which I was actually able to beat the boss within the 1 minute time span. It was a bit difficult, and because the attack patterns changed, I kind of got lucky, but I was able to beat the boss within a minute. Completing the Sonic modern day stage is possible in 1 minute, but you have to really be good at it. You do have to utilize some real corner clipping. The Avatar stage, forget it. You're not beating that in 1 minute. I'm sorry. Unless you're some type of master glitch guy and speedrunner, you're probably not going to beat that demo stage in 1 minute. But the modern Sonic stage, I was able to almost beat within a minute. I actually got to the end. Now to move on to how I feel that predicts actual Sonic Forces, the full game, I am a little concerned because if I am able to beat the Green Hill Zone within a minute, how long are all the other levels? That's what I want to know. How long are all of the other levels in modern Sonic? I hope they're longer than this. I really hope that they are longer than this. Because if not, Sonic Forces may feel like a very, very short game despite all the levels spanning 3 different characters. That might not be the case. I really hope it's not the case. But I just hope. But overall, the level design, especially in Green Hill Zone, it is more linear. Especially the 3D section. At the very beginning, it is one straight hallway. Once you hit the 2D section, there is basically 2 routes you can take. And even after you hit the second 3D section, you can split off how you go about it. There are alternate paths, but they are very, very short-lived and meet right back up at the end. So I really, really hope that the rest of the entire game isn't like this. If it is, I'm personally not going to be upset about it. I know a lot of other people will. I'm personally not going to be too upset because of the way that I play modern Sonic Boost games. How I'll play is I'll play through the game once, I'll beat all the levels, I'll go back, I'll search through all the levels, I'll get all the red rings, and then after that I'll go through them again and I will try to find the fastest route. I'm not too concerned about alternate paths. like I will try to find the fastest route via alternate paths, but the way I play modern Sonic Boost games and the way other people play modern Sonic Boost games are different, so it's not going to affect me in general. But if you prefer having non-linearity in your Sonic games, modern Sonic is probably not going to be your best shot. I would go with classic Sonic. From what I had seen in his level designs, he definitely has more non-linear levels. They don't seem to be all that large, but at least they're non-linear. They're not forcing you onto one path. I think the Avatar stages are like that as well. But anyway, that's really all I have to say about it. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to really see how this game does when it's finally released. But anyway, I'm the FizzWiz. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all guys next time.